Fantastic. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's session. My name is Fred Gichuki. Fred is an entrepreneur with Neolife International. I joined this business a long time ago. I've been here for more than 20 years. By the time I joined, I was working as a receptionist in a hotel. I was a young man. I was what they call a Gen Z in these days, yeah. And I was introduced by my sponsor, a gentleman that I didn't know. He was a stranger to me. So if you're here and you're introduced by a stranger, just relax. You're in the right company. We will guide you, will mentor you, and will help you to grow. For me, the person who got me was a stranger. He was a pastor. He found me working in a hotel, and I served him very well, and he introduced me to the business. He asked me a very simple question. Would you like to make some money on a part-time basis? And of course, the answer was yes. I wanted money, though I was young, but I was going through some challenges in my life because I went to school, I studied hard, got good grades, did a high diploma in management, and I was told that that is the route to success. We all told that. But when I finished college, I expected to get a very good job. I was a very good student. I was a class representative. I was a prefect of the class. And when we finished college, instead of getting that good job, I found myself struggling to get a position. Now, the funny thing is that many of my friends whom we were with in class, and some who are not so serious, got very good jobs. And I don't know how it works out. I think the reason why they were not serious with work, with class, is because they knew their parents could get them the good jobs. They had the right connections. You know, you realize one thing about being in Kenya. I don't know about the other East African countries. Sometimes it's not the papers you have that matter, but who your father knows that matters, yeah? So since my dad didn't know some big shots in government, I never got that good job. So I found myself working as a cook, waiter, receptionist, and finally as a receptionist. And my mentor found me there. Now, I was a bit disillusioned about the corporate world because I came to realize very fast is that you're not promoted because of the work that you do or the papers that you have. You are promoted depending on how the boss likes you. And in some cases, depending on the tribe that you belong to. If you are in the right tribe, then you're lucky, you get the position. And I had quickly realized that. And I had tried also to do some few businesses on the side. And I quickly found that with business, when you don't have enough capital, you're in trouble. I tried bringing cabbages to Nairobi. I tried selling mitumbas and all those things, and it was not working. By the time my sponsor found me, I was now trying to sell some curios through a certain lady who was selling curios at my place of work. And he told me about this opportunity. He said, Fred, you can make some money part-time. At the time, I was working 18 hours a day. I didn't have money to get started, but I realized the money that was required was minimal. Compared to the businesses I had been trying to do, the money that was being asked for was minimal because some of the businesses I was trying, I would spend 50, 100,000 shillings, and within 4, 5, 6 months, the business just shuts down. So when I was told about this, I said, why not? Let me try it out and see whether this is something that can change my life. So the day that my sponsor explained this concept to me, I joined the very same day. In fact, I paid him 3,500 shillings, which I had in my pocket, which I was going to buy some curios to start selling. And I paid him on the spot. I told him, tomorrow I'm bringing the balance. I didn't know where the money was going to come from. I went and borrowed from a friend of mine and I got started. So for me, I am here because of borrowed cash. So if you're here and you don't have money to start and you're a guest, don't worry, you're at the right place at the right time. Money can be found and money is available so long as you look for it. You will get it. So I joined the business. At the beginning, it was a bit tough because I didn't know what I was doing. My sponsor sponsored me and he went back to South Africa. So mine was trying out things and seeing what can work and what cannot work. But luckily, Neolife has a very good mentorship program. We have trainers who come in. So even when my sponsor was not there, they were alternating and they would come to Kenya, different leaders from South Africa. They would come to Kenya. So any leader that came, I would go for the training. And I started learning how to do the business. Because this is a business, and it's a business whereby you have to learn certain skills so that you can be able to succeed and make money in this business. It's not abracadabra. You don't come in and overnight you're an overnight wonder and an overnight success. You have to learn some certain skills. So I learned the skills, especially of talking to people. I'd never sold even a sweet. I didn't know how to sell anything. But my sponsor told me, you don't really know how to have to know how to sell. And that helped me a lot because I tried to sell pencils, I tried to sell insurance. I only sold one policy to myself and I quit. Yeah. So I was not a good salesperson. So when I came to this business and I got into the training of Neolife, I started developing my confidence. I started reading positive books and I started growing as a person. Suddenly I could stand in front of people and talk to people. I could share an idea with somebody. I could do a presentation and I grew as a person. And as I grew, the money started coming in. My first check was 300 shillings, but it kept on growing. My sponsor told me, the more you talk, the higher the check. You will add more zeros on your check. So it kept on growing. So it went to 3,000. In 7 months, it went to 30,000. And let me tell you, my life changed. I got a title. I was called director. Now, I was more excited about the title than even the money because I would wear that badge and stand next to my boss. And he was a manager, but I was a director. So I was more senior than him. And I knew that I was earning more money than him because I was earning 10K plus 30, which I was getting from Neolife. That is 40K. I knew his salary was 30,000 shillings net. So after deductions, I knew he would go home with less than 30K. So it was very exciting for me to make more money than my boss. And remember, I was still in my 20s. I started achieving some of my dreams. You know, I had always had a dream of buying myself a car. You know, as a young man, you always dream of having your first car. And I didn't care which one it would be, so long as it was mine. And I started saving some money and I ended up buying my first car, which was a Toyota 100. And let me tell you, that car was exciting, you know. You can imagine a 20-year-old boy driving his own car, not his dad's car, his own car. And I would go and park it next to my boss. My boss was driving a Jeep Cherokee. But me, I was driving a Toyota 100. And I would park next to him and I would wear my suit, carry my briefcase. He also had a suit and a briefcase. I'd seen what he does, so I would copy what he was doing. And we would walk down having a discussion. And I was the fourth person at my place of work to be driving a car at that time. And that was exciting, yeah? I went on building the business and I became a World Team member. As a World Team member, it meant that every year I would get a chance to travel out of the country. I remember my first plane ride like it was yesterday. I know there are many people on the call who've never even been in a plane. I was one of those people. I didn't even have a passport. I only got a passport when I got into Neolife because I had people saying that you can travel. So I quickly went and took a passport and I said, I'm ready. I remember going there and asking for the passport and they asked me, do you want the small one or the big one? I said, the biggest. I'll be a major traveler. And that time I was still a distributor. I didn't even know much about the business, but I had this faith that if somebody else can do it, I can also do it. And I got that passport. And I remember going to Tanzania and Uganda. It was not stamped at the border. I was so disappointed. But when I got my first plane ride to South Africa, that day I never slept. In fact, I kept looking at my passport and my ticket until I said, no, one day I'll sleep permanently. But for today, I'm not sleeping. So I woke up, sat in the sitting room and waited for daybreak. And let me tell you, we were supposed to be at the airport at 5 a.m. I was there at 3 a.m. I was not taking any chances, you know. And we got into the plane and we flew to South Africa. I remember in that plane, there was a Nyang Nyong and Kiraitu Murungi. Incidentally, we were in the same business, also all team members like myself, and me, I'm a receptionist. And they were Shimiwas. I said to myself, this is a business I'm going to do for the rest of my life. If the likes of Anyangyo and Kiraitu Murungi are doing it, and I know they are wealthy and they're people who are very senior in government, then it means there's something they are seeing in this business that an ordinary person may not see. And I said, I want to be associated with such people. I remember having breakfast with Anyangyo, supper I eat with Kiraitu Murungi. My philosophy is simple. If you associate with two drunkards, pretty soon you'll be the third one. If you associate with two thieves, pretty soon you'll be the third thief. But if you associate with two rich people, pretty soon you'll be the third one. And I said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So we came back from South Africa. Since then, I've been able to travel quite a bit. I've been to America twice. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Mauritius. I've been to South Africa more than 10 times. Nigeria, Ethiopia, so many countries. Today, travel is a normal thing in my family because when I travel with my wife. Yet I was this guy who could not even, earning 10,000. I remember one time I saw in the paper a special offer of a plane ride to Kisumu. And it was 8,000 at that time, 8,400 and something. It was a long time ago, one way. And I was like, God, so my entire salary, I just pay it and I travel to Kisumu and that's it. But Neolife has been able to develop me to somebody who travels every year without fail. And when I travel with my wife. Yeah. So I've been able to travel. The other benefit I've gotten from this business is freedom. By age 30, I was able to quit employment to do my thing. I really wanted to be my own boss. I don't know out there if there's somebody. Let me ask you a question if you're there and as a guest. Imagine if you're employed somewhere. Imagine if you are earning the same kind of money that you're earning today, but you didn't have to report to an office. What kind of freedom would that be for you? That you can be able to plan your schedule, you can decide today I'm taking a break and relax the whole day. Tomorrow you decide I'm going to start very early and finish late. You set your own schedule. Neolife gives you that kind of freedom that somebody does not have to frustrate you and threaten you. And, when I was employed, it was a case of threats and intimidation and, because the person knew that you are dependent on, they knew that I was dependent on the salary. But once I got into Neolife and I quit employment, then I became my own boss. When I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror and I see my boss. And the boss decides what we are doing for that day. So if you're there and you're a guest and you're looking for freedom, time freedom, you want to spend time with your family, you want to enjoy your spouse's time with your spouse, with your children, be involved in their upbringing, Neolife will give you exactly that. The other benefit I've gotten is health. My parents were suffering. My dad had ulcers. Later, he developed a swollen prostate. My mom had high blood pressure. And they used the Neolife products, and we were able to reverse those symptoms. For more than 20 years, they've been operating without stress. We don't talk about high blood pressure. My dad's favorite drink is fermented milk. He eats everything that anybody eats, and he's not had a stomachache for all those years, yeah, for more than 20 years, yeah. So if you're there again and you probably have some health challenges, or somebody who has some health challenges, maybe it's a relative, probably this is something that you need to look at that can change your life, change the life of that relative, and you will end up living a longer, healthier life, yeah. The other benefit I've gotten from Neolife is a gift. Neolife is a gift that I'm able to give other people. I've been able to mentor other people who are earning good money, six-figure incomes from Neolife. I've been able to travel with them overseas. I remember one time I traveled with more than 35 members of my team to South Africa. We had a lot of fun down there. So if you're looking for something to mentor, if you want to be a mentor to somebody, If you want to build a legacy, something that your children can inherit, then Neolife is the thing for you. So as I wrap up this conversation, I just want to share one or two things that have helped me in my journey. Because like I said, it is not abracadabra and you become a millionaire. No, it is about hard work. It's about persistence. It's about paying the price. Yeah. And I can tell you, Neolife, to make money in your life, to succeed in your life, there's some hard work involved. But the work is a lot of fun because it's talking to people. It's making friends on a daily basis, meeting new people. I totally enjoy meeting new people. Everywhere I go, I make a friend, and they either become a distributor or they buy my products, or they just remain as a friend. And that is a new human being that I've met with unique character, unique capabilities. I mean, it's just amazing what happens with Neolife. You are able to make new friends, and your life is that much richer for the people that you have met. Yeah. The other benefit, or the other thing that has really helped me to succeed in Neolife is having a low IQ. And by IQ, I mean low I quit. Because many people come in and they tell me, Fred, I've joined this company. Oh, people are making money. They're doing, you don't have to work. Let me tell you one thing. If you hear of a company where you don't have to work and you're making money, be very careful. Between the two of you, there's one of you who's thinking the other one is a fool. And be careful, you don't be the one, because there is nothing for free. The only free cheese is in a mousetrap. And you know what happens when the mouse tries to get that cheese? It gets trapped. So if somebody tells you there's another company out there which is coming and doing what, and tell them, you go do it. Just go do it. Leave me alone. Let me do my business. Yeah. Because when I got into Neolife, I stuck with it. Many people would ridicule me and tell me, Fred, you cannot make it. I mean, you've never sold anything. You're not an entrepreneur. I mean, they had all kind of things that they would throw at me. But I chose to give it a deaf ear and focus on my dreams. And I said, if there's one person making money in your life, I'll be the second. Having a low IQ has helped me to stay focused, steadfast, be persistent, be consistent, and that has given me the success that I've gotten. So as you get into Neolife as a guest, don't get into Neolife and then you have this greener grass syndrome, whereby you're in Neolife, but you think the grass is greener on the other side. Somebody said the grass is greener on the other side because the owner of that grass is watering it. When you come into Neolife, water your business, work hard, and you'll make all the money that you've ever wanted to make. In fact, for me, my first check was 300 shillings, but the highest I've ever been paid. One time we went to UK with my wife, and I was paid a check of $13,000. So you can imagine, from $300 to $13,000, because of consistency and persistence, doing the basics, talking to people on a daily basis. Sometimes you may not get the results you're looking for, sometimes you don't get, but you keep on doing it until success finds you. In fact, there's an author who said that many people fail to succeed because they quit too soon. By the time success gets there, they're already gone. So don't be that kind of person that you quit too soon and success comes, but it falls on somebody else because you are nowhere to be found. The other thing that has helped me to succeed is listening to mentors like Pascal, my upline, Hansi Cronje. These are people that have trained me, they have mentored me, they have showed me what to do. To succeed in your life, you have to be teachable. You have to be teachable and available. If your sponsor says jump, you say how high. You don't ask why, because they have your best interests at heart. If you're not ready to be mentored, if you have a big ego, then success may elude you. But if you're humble and you're able to listen to your leaders and do exactly what they tell you to do, let me tell you, you'll be rich beyond your wildest imagination. Just remember one thing. If you make money, your sponsor makes money. If you don't make money, your sponsor does not make money. So it is in his best interest to help you to make money. The more money you make, the more money he makes. And to me, that was just fantastic. because it meant that my sponsor was getting me in the business, but he was not going to let go of me. He was going to help me make as much money and as fast as possible. And I enjoy that, because in other businesses, you don't have mentors. In fact, your competitors try to get rid of you in whatever way so that they can kill the competition. So if you're there as a guest, I can tell you the future with Neolife is so, so bright. We are just starting in Kenya. The future is looking good. This year, we are going to Tanzania in October. Next year, we are going in Cape Town. And I tell you one thing, you are here today as a guest. Join today and start working out the business. And next year, in May, you probably might be one of the people that you're going to travel with to Cape Town. It is possible. There are people in this call who have not joined, but we will be traveling with them to Cape Town in May next year. Are you the one? That is one side. But on the flip side, you might decide not to join and keep complaining about the economy, the government, and all these things. That is a choice that you have to make. But if you join the business and you start working it out, and you attend the trainings, and you listen to the mentors, and you do what has to be done, definitely you will make money. If I have done it, coming from the background of a receptionist who didn't know much, who didn't know much about business, who was broke, who didn't even have enough time to do this business, if I've been able to do it, I know you can do it much, much better. So thank you all. God bless you. I wish you the best that you wish yourself. Thank you, and back to you, Pascal.
Fred, thank you very much. And I must say that it's been a great privilege for me to work with Fred on this journey of this business, because we are almost the same age in the business. So Fred, thank you so much for your wonderful time. Every time I hear Fred speak, I always say I'm starting my business again, because this business is starting over and over and over again. So Fred, thank you so much for your testimony. I cannot add anything more from what Fred has said, because I think his testimony speaks for itself. Now, one of the things our company has done is to take full advantage of technology. If you want to order products, you can order products online. If you want to register new distributors in your team, you can do it online. Sorry. The moment you register in the company creates for you what is called a back office. You can monitor and manage your business 24 hours a day. You can check how your team is doing all over the world. Training is done locally, internationally by online services. For example, I've seen people from Nigeria attending this meeting, people from Southern Africa, Botswana, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, people from all over the place attending this meeting because of technology. Delivery of products. Any market that we do business, the company contracts courier companies to deliver products to our customers. Payments, both for products and payment of bonuses and commissions, is done by online services, either mobile money or electronic funds transfer. One of the things the company has done is to partner with some of the best sports people in the world. These are the Springboks. These are the world champions. Why did they have an edge in sports? Because they use the finest health supplements in the world. Over the weekend, the Springboks beat the All Blacks in rugby. A very fascinating match. So these products give you an edge, especially if you're a sports person. If you, one of the things the company does is to have conventions. Fred mentioned about the next convention in East Africa is going to be in Dar es Salaam. Next month, if you're in East Africa, make sure you buy your ticket for the convention. In Southern Africa, we are meeting in Pretoria on the 19th of October to celebrate the success we've had over the last 1 year. if you're a guest, what do you need to get started? Get with the person who invited you. They will give you an application form. I think for most markets that Neolife is doing business, there has been a price adjustment. In Botswana, it's now between 720 and 1450 pula. In South Africa, it's 910 or 1980. Rand in Kenya is 9,200 or 9,500 or 11,700 shillings. In Nigeria is 50,000 or 75,000 naira. In Tanzania is 167,000 or 217,000 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda is 250,000 or 280,000 Uganda shillings. In USA, $75. Togo, 46,200 or 61,500 francs CFA. Europe, in Italy, 64 euros. In Ghana is 800 or 1,300 Ghanaian cedis. In Cameroon is 60,000 or 74,300. This is what you need to invest in your business. And for me, I think if you compare what you invest and what you get in return for the business, I think this, in South Africa, to buy a good pair of shoes, you need something like 2,000 rand. And this business, you need between 910 and 1,980 rand to start this business. The power of leverage. This is what we use in our business. If I give you $1 million in cash, or I give you 1 cent double daily for 31 days, most people would say, give me $1 million anytime. But if you double 1 cent every day for 31 days, the figure is $10.737 million. That's the power of leverage. What do you need to succeed? Remember, success begins with a decision. When you make a decision, that's when success begins. If you don't make a decision, nothing will happen. When you made a decision, there are a few things you need to do or have to be successful. Number one, you need to know what you want. What is your dream? What is it that you want to achieve? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with today? Number two, find out what you need to know and to do. You need to be teachable to be successful in this business. Find out what you need to do and to know. Teachability. Number three, hard work. Discipline, guts, persistence. Is everybody going to be excited about this business that you speak to? No. Are there people looking for a business? Yes. There are always people looking for a better life. Number four, you need to believe. Belief, not faith, because faith is evidence of things unseen. For me, I have seen very successful people in this business, so I don't need faith anymore. What I need to do is to believe in myself, to believe that I can succeed, to believe in my sponsor, and to believe in the company. If you have these things going for you, success will be yours. What is next for you? If you're a guest, speak with the person who invited you. They'll guide you and show you what to do to become successful in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you very much for having spent your time with us this evening to share with you this wonderful business. And Fred, thank you very much for your testimony. Good night and God bless.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.